Welcome back everyone to The Creeper's Code. This is episode 2 of my Creeper's Code mini-series showcase type thing, and today we're going to be exploring the Nether. So for those of you that didn't see the last episode or are joining us just for now, this series is basically me playing through The Creeper's Code, which is one of the largest and most complex and most in-depth data packs that I've ever known, and basically using all of its cool nifty features to create a really cool survival experience and hopefully showcase some cool things that might tempt you guys to go ahead and download the data pack as well. So I've been looking through the Creeper's Compendium since this episode and last, and Creeper was correct. There are a lot of really cool things that we can do once we've gone to the Nether, so that's definitely what we're going to try and do today. First of all, it seems here we have the jewelry table, which I've heard about before, which again requires quartz blocks and wool. So we can actually use this thing to make gemstones. Let me see, used to apply gemstones, potions, and enchantments to rings, which sounds really cool. So basically what you can do in this pack is you can make iron rings and gold rings, and you can basically apply potion effects and enchantments to them, and then use up those things based on a durability factor. So it's actually a really cool way of using things like potions and enchantments, basically. We also have gemstones, which can be used to make a number of cool different devices, so we're going to be getting into those in the future for sure. And I believe those are actually sold by villagers and also used, we can also get them by using a stone cutter as well, which is quite cool. But yeah, aside from that though, it looks like there's actually quite a number of cool things that we can make using obsidian. So obviously in between this episode and the last, I've got myself some diamonds. I've actually been mining quite a lot, so I've got 43 diamonds. We're going to go ahead and make what will actually be my second... Hello? Enderman? Hello? No? Okay. We're actually going to go ahead and make what will be my second diamond pickaxe. That's quite cool to see. And we're going to go get ourselves some obsidian and head into the Nether. So yeah, once I've got obsidian, I can actually blast it into obsidian shards. You can see here, if you put obsidian in a blasting furnace, we get obsidian shards. Now those obsidian shards can be used to craft, first of all, I think which one's first of all? Okay, so the Obsidian Scythe is probably the most simple one. So this farming tool can mine entire groups of crops in one swoop, replanting the seeds as it goes. It's also a decent weapon and is made from obsidian shards. This might actually be a really cool weapon that we can use in the future, but it's also going to be really good for farming as well. I did say in the last episode that we needed to get set up with a farm, preferably as soon as possible, and I never did do that, so hopefully we can do something like that in episode 3. But that takes 3 obsidian shards and 2 sticks, which is relatively cheap in my opinion. We also have the Smoldering Seeker, which is crafted like so. So 1 magma block and 4 obsidian shards. This thing is basically a second option if we can't find a nether fortress when we go into the Nether. And again, there is the chance that we may simply go into the Nether and there's a nether fortress within 100 blocks of us and we can just see it and it's really easy to access. But if that's not the case, then we can craft this thing with a magma block, as you can see, once we've been to the Nether, or once we've gotten from the overworld, since magma blocks now spawn in the overworld as well. And we can basically use the compass to find a nearby nether fortress, which is awesome. And finally, we also have the Obsidian Mirror, which is definitely the most expensive of these 3 items. So again, 4 obsidian shards, 4 blaze rods, and also a... what the hell's that called again? Spider eye? Fermented spider eye, that's the one, yeah. And this thing's basically, it's really, really powerful if I'm honest. What it can be done is it can be used to flip all negative effects on a player into positive ones at the cost of durability. I actually think a really interesting feature with this item would be to also flip positive effects. So say, for example, if you've just taken a speed potion, but you get withered, and you really need to save yourself from the wither, then maybe you'd sacrifice the speed for slowness, but also remove the wither and get, I don't know what the opposite of wither would be, regeneration or whatever it would be. Because this thing seems a little bit too powerful in my opinion, but I am not going to complain. I'm going to craft one up, and hopefully we're going to get a chance to use it today. So anyway, I'm going to go down to the mines, get myself some obsidian and also some armor as well for the Nether, and I will join with you guys in just a moment. I've got to say, this is usually one of my least favorite things to do in this game, is when you get, really early game and you're mining obsidian and it's just kind of boring, you know what I mean? It's kind of boring, unfortunately. But late game, you've got haste 2 beacon, you've got efficiency 5 pickaxe, you're going to have a great time, but right now, not so much, unfortunately. I did also realize that there is a thing in TCC that we could get, which is called an ancient acorn. And ancient acorns can basically be dropped from podzol forest trees, and they can give you, you can eat them and get haste 2 for a good few minutes, I think, which is kind of awesome. So if we ever go to a podzol forest or get spruce trees, then we might be able to get ourselves some ancient acorns. And obviously at that point, I would definitely use them for mining obsidian a bit faster, because boy, is it boring. It's so boring to do, unfortunately. But I've got to sit here and mine obsidian, so you can join me for the fun process, I guess. But yeah, I'm not really sure how much obsidian to get at this rate, because I kind of want to keep some for the for the items that we decided we could unlock. I don't think we're going to need to get ourselves the smoldering compass, because I'm confident we'll be able to find a fortress without one. But I think it's worth checking and seeing how much we can actually use. So first of all, the Scythe. Scythe is crafted with 3 obsidian shards, and again, it's only 1 obsidian per obsidian shard, so 3 for the Scythe, and also 4 for the mirror, so 7 in total for the shards. Weirdly enough, you can actually craft the Obsidian Gemstone with them. Let's see. The Obsidian Gemstone is made from putting an obsidian shard and a stone cutter. It adds the knockback resistance attribute when on a ring. In order to apply it to a ring, you must use a jewelry table. So that's not really something we're going to get into in this episode or anytime soon for sure. So 7 for the Scythe and for the mirror, and that should be a cool starting point. We've got 8 already. So I think if we get 7 for those tools and then 12 for a portal, then that should be fine. I am actually part of the square portal gang, so if you guys are offended by that, I'm sorry, but square portals, they just look better, man. I'm sorry, they just look better. You know what? I've just realized I did something without even thinking about it there. For anyone who's wondering why I'm mining obsidian like this, there actually is a really good reason for it. Clearly, I've not been right about my reasoning this time, but usually when you mine obsidian in this game, there's a very high chance that there's a bit of extra lava in, this layer underneath your obsidian. So the best way of making sure that your obsidian stays safe is to plonk down a water bucket just like that, and then usually 99.9% of the time, when you dig up the obsidian, the item will drop and ping slightly upwards into the air, giving the water enough time to flow into that block space, obsidianize or solidify or whatever you want to call it, any lava underneath, and then of course save the item. And if you yourself are in the water, it means that if you hit the lava, you're going to instantly be extinguished by the water. So it's just honestly the best way of mining obsidian. Obviously in this case right here, there isn't a lava pool underneath this first obsidian layer, so it's not really necessary, but I still do it every time just to be absolutely safe. So I do highly recommend doing that if you need to get yourself some obsidian. You know what? The Nether is no joke nowadays, so I actually am going to get fully armored up, just getting ready. I believe we are playing on hard mode, so I am a little bit concerned about, the piglin brute issue. Piglin brutes are, and this is not meant to be a pun, they are utterly brutal. They are utterly brutal. They terrify me. The only real way of killing piglin brutes, in my opinion, is to unfortunately noob pillar up and just kill them the old-fashioned way, which is a shame because it would be nice if there was a better way of fighting them, but Minecraft doesn't have the best fight system, let's be real, so I can't expect too much, unfortunately. But yeah, I've also made myself a gold helmet. I really like having a gold helmet in this game. A lot of people usually make gold boots because they are the cheapest ones and you have to waste the least gold, but in my head, if I'm wearing a gold helmet, it's like a crown, so I feel bougie, it's cool. You know what? I didn't even consider this, but how the fuck does this work, right? So you make obsidian shards by blasting obsidian, but you can't add MBT in a blasting recipe. So how the fuck does this work? I genuinely have no idea. I'm also thinking now, I think this takes longer than it usually would do, so we might actually need to put quite a lot of coal in here. But what the fuck, man? Did he just figure this out? Is that just a thing? Oh. Oh, that's terrible. It's a Minecraft repeating command block. Oh, that's terrible. It's such a good way of doing it. It is a really great trick, but like, there, look at that. I can't place it because I'm in survival mode, but of course if I was in creative mode, I'd be able to place the repeating command block right now. That's amazing. Someone showed me this a few weeks ago actually, saying that I could probably use it in Artibus. But yeah, look at that. We need loads of coal for these apparently. Let me see. I'm going to get like a whole block and hopefully that will be more than enough. But yeah, someone pointed this out to me a while ago. They said you could actually use, the structure block, the repeating command block, the other command blocks, the other structure blocks. You could basically convert their image into an item generated texture, which would basically mean that they look exactly the same as a regular old item. But of course, when you're in survival mode, you can't place down those creative blocks, such as, structure blocks and command blocks. You simply can't place them. So what you've basically done here is just added an extra item to the game using the placeholder of a creative block. So it's kind of an interesting way of doing it. It's a really smart way of doing it, if we're completely honest. It means that you can do a lot of cool things. Hopefully what we're going to do here is get ourselves the Obsidian Scythe before we go to the Nether. Again, it is crafted like so. Let's see. It is 2 sticks and 3 obsidian shards. And again, this thing can actually be used to till an entirely large area, break crops in a large area, and also replace them as well. And apparently it also has a relatively high damage as well, which is quite cool. So maybe we could actually use the scythe as a replacement for our axe. But I believe it actually is raining outside, which is fun. Yeah, it looks like it's raining, so I might get myself a bed. Actually, can we sleep if it's not thundering? I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to make myself a bed anyway. Get myself some wood just quickly. We really need to sort out moving to a different place. Obviously, in the last episode, we went on a little adventure to find some cows, and I did find a neat place that we'd be able to set up in the future. Okay, it's not a thunderstorm. That's fine. It's unfortunately the confusing thing of my ambient rain sounds. They do include thunder strikes, which is misleading at best. But yeah, let's see. So we've got 2 sticks, 3 obsidian shards, and we've got ourselves the Obsidian Scythe. That's awesome. So what actually is this thing? It's a carrot on a stick. Durability 750 out of 750. When in main hand, 3 attack damage and 3.5 attack speed. Well, that attack speed is really high. That is a really high attack speed. That's like much higher than a sword even. Higher than a hoe, I think, even as well. Let's give this thing a quick try outside as well. So I've been told that it can till the ground in a much larger area. Let's see. No. Never mind. I have... Oh, it's not a hoe, it's a scythe. Right. That makes more sense. So I think what happens is, if we've already tilled a large area with a regular old hoe, then we can break the crops with this thing, and that is how it will work. But if it's a carrot on a stick, what's the right-click functionality? Or does it just simply not have right-click functionality? Interesting. Maybe it can be used to... Let's just read the book. Let's see. So the Obsidian Scythe. This farming tool can mine entire groups of crops in one swoop, replanting the seeds as it goes. That's all it does. So there actually is no right-click ability with this one. It's just a carrot on a stick, probably for the sake of consistency, I guess. Who knows? Anyway, it's only raining. It's not that big of a deal. So we're going to get ourselves a Nether Portal. As I said, I am a 3x3 portal type guy. So apologies for anyone that may offend, but I think it looks 10 times better. So shoot me if you want to. 1, 2, 3, and then dirt in the corner, and then 1, 2, 3, and then obviously in the future we'd come back. We'd come back and replace the corners with proper obsidian. So, yeah. Okay, so Nether trip. I'm probably worrying about this a little bit more than I really need to, but I think we've got just about everything we need. I'm going to bring along some gold in case we find some piglins, because I do want to do some bartering today, see if we get anything fancy from the trades. But other than that, that was an actual thunderstrike, right? Yeah, there we go. Other than that, obviously, I've got all my... What is the thunder like outside? Christ. I'm glad we slept through that. But yeah, obviously I've got all my tools on me now. I've got food, I've got weaponry, I've got my boomerang and my bow. I do obviously really like the boomerang, but the boomerang is going to be no good if we come up against a ghast. So I've got my bow mostly for ghasts, if I'm completely honest. Obviously bringing the flint and steel along with us as well. I think we can actually get a new Creeper's Compendium if we die with it simply by running a trigger command. So we can do that in worst case scenario, but I don't think we'll need to, because I think we're going to be very, very professional and not die. And considering that we just got an extra rotten flesh and iron nugget, I'm just going to whack those in a chest and we should be good to go. Obviously, there's no point in me bringing the bloody bucket of water, but yeah, sure, that's fine as well. So, light the portal, and here we go. I am hoping to use the Nether in the future to get across from this island, our starting base, to a larger island up that way. So we're going to be making some more portals in the meantime. But this is actually a pretty good Nether spawn. That's nice to see. Okay, so... Okay, that's not bad at all. We spawned in a neat little crevice here. Baby Hoglin is going to run away. But yeah, let me see. Anything cool nearby? Let's have a look around. So we've obviously spawned in a large crimson forest here, which looks very pretty, if I do say so myself. But I can't see anything of interest. Is that? No, it's just a bit of land over there, isn't it? Let me see. I'm really looking for a fortress or a bastion if we can get one. But they might not be the most common structure to find. Obviously, if we do need to, we can make the compass. I can simply go down to the mines again, get 4 more pieces of obsidian, and we'll be able to make ourselves a smoldering compass quite easily. But for the meantime, I think I'm going to have a look around, maybe gather up some fungus so we can build with it in the overworld. And yeah, I guess that's just about it. I'm going to try and get myself some gold and some quartz, and the quartz will mean that we can start working on things like jewelry in the next episode as well. Okay, so I've had a quick look around. It looks like we've actually got a soul sand valley over here. Go away. I love just one-tapping the hoglins in the Crimson Forest and getting them to run away. Shouldn't he be terrified of the soul sand valley in theory? Because they get scared in these of the soul flames, right? Isn't that a thing? Let me see. No? Don't give a shit? I thought they were supposed to be scared of these, but I guess not. Anyway, fighting some skeletons in the soul sand valley. My boomerang has done damage. Does damage on the way back and kills him. Hell yeah, I love this thing so much. It's so cool. It's really cool. It would be really cool if we could enchant the boomerang with like unique enchantments that make it do more damage, or simply get like an upgrade, like a diamond-tipped boomerang or something like that. I feel like it'd be much cooler. Because right now, you can use it to kill mobs quite effectively, but as you can see there, it does take a good few hits. So 5 hits in total for it to kill. Obviously, the fact that it does damage on the way there and the way back is awesome. That looks really weird. Look at the arrows in the soul sand. Very strange. But yes, anyway, so I was thinking, obviously, with there being a Soul Sand Valley here, there's a chance that the first Nether Fortress we find might be in the Soul Sand Valley. And for those of you that don't know, when a Nether Fortress spawns in a Soul Sand Valley, the skeleton spawning basically means that there is a lot more wither skeletons than there usually would be, which makes for an amazing wither skeleton farm if you can do that. So I'm really hoping that we can find a fortress in here somewhere, but obviously it's looking like there's not one at least nearby. But yeah, anyway, I think it might be time to go back to the overworld, get ourselves this smoldering compass. Go away. Get ourselves a smoldering compass, and then we'll be able to use it to find our first nether fortress. Well, that's a weird sight. I mean, it looks like if we were any later coming out of this portal, we would have died probably, so that's nice to see. Completely unlucky on my half there, obviously. We've just had to get rid of some lava now for no clear reason. But yeah, this thing was coming straight for us when we spawned in here, I guess. That's crazy. I want to try and be careful about this. Please don't flow. Oh, that was probably a little bit risky, if I'm honest, but we'll wall it off and call it a day, I guess. Oof. Okay, so I've got myself some magma, and I've got myself some obsidian shards, and we're going to make ourselves a smoldering compass. I have no idea how this thing works, but we're going to find out. I believe because we're in the overworld, it's just simply going to be dead, right? So nothing seems to work with it. Okay, that's fine. The weird thing is, right, every time I craft one of these new items that we get from TCC, my brain is trying to figure out how it's actually working on a data pack level, because with this thing, I have no idea. I think that what it's doing is it's probably locating the fortress and then doing a bunch of math stuff based on the direction that we're facing and then displaying a different texture based on that direction? Is that it? I have no idea. But either way, it works, and that's cool. So what's our coordinates here, in case we get lost? 46 by minus 16. I'm going to be old-fashioned and put them in chat, just like that. And I'm also going to make sure that we know where we're going when we get out of here. Hello, Mr. Pigland. Maybe I will trade with you shortly. So let's see. Right-click. That way. Oh, wait, so does it just work now? Oh, I bet it spawned a lodestone. Is it a compass? It is a compass. I bet it spawned a lodestone at the position of the nether fortress, like at bedrock or something like that, which, again, is fine because you could never really realistically get to it. And then, of course, the compass is pointing to that lodestone block. That is so cool. Well, that is in the direction of the Soul Sand Valley, so we may have some luck just yet. Okay, so the compass has brought me back to here, which is literally exactly where we were a second ago. And it's saying that it's in, like, exactly that direction, so that's quite interesting to see. I wonder if it's actually over the other side of this valley. Oh, there it is! There it is! Can you see that? You see that on the left side of the screen? That right there is a nether fortress. Again, I was literally here 2 minutes ago, and I couldn't see that thing because, of course, the ridiculously dense nether fog, which I would love to turn off if it was possible to turn it off. But this thing told me, no, go back there, have another look, and ye shall find. Okay, I get the feeling this is going to be a really valuable nether fortress. As I explained before, when nether fortresses spawn inside of soul sand valleys, they are generally very strong. You can use them to get a large number of wither skeleton spawns. Best place to build a wither skeleton farm, obviously, and it looks like this place is going to be no different. I can already see a wither skeleton over there. And there it is, a terrible fortress. I'm going to block off this lava to start with. That's a nuisance we'd have to deal with. Boop, there we go. The thing I do like about the nether is that when you clear a lava source like that, it does all clear relatively quickly. It's like almost as fast as what water clears in the overworld, I believe. So that's kind of useful. But yeah, where was that? There he was. Hello. No, please. No, please. Okay, there we go. One more. Two. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's have a look around here. So we've got another one there. We've got a place up there. Like, I can't see me just yet. Looks like that one goes all the way down there into the rest of the Crimson Forest as well. I was wrong. Oh no, he hasn't actually seen me. It was a complete coincidence. Nice. 1, 2. Okay, there we go. So we are obviously going to work towards getting wither skeleton schools in the future. I'm not entirely sure when that will be because obviously We're not really at a stage right now where we should be really fighting with the skeletons. But that's fine. Let's see, we've got a golden sword and a golden chestplate. Both pretty much useless, but that's fine. We can melt them into ingots at the very most. Oh, and another chestplate and some horse armor. Horse armor is always appreciated, to be fair, but I think you can craft horse armor in this, so I'm not entirely sure it's that useful. In fact, we can check right now. I forget we can just pause the game and just check, which is a nice thing you can do. Let's see. So improved recipes. Let me see. Many recipes improved. Stairs now have an output of 8. Prismarine recipes have been generally improved, and you can be... Okay, craft items from blackstone. Obsidian recipes, chain recipes. No, you know, I'm not actually sure, because I'm pretty sure... well, it would be in the recipe book, wouldn't it? Let's see. Horse armor? No, maybe not. That's interesting. I used to have it so that you could craft horse armor in an older version of one of my data packs, but obviously I did remove that in the future. Well, not in the future. I removed it since then, obviously, because it wasn't as helpful as I thought it was. But yes, anyway, we're going to get ourselves some nether wart. Always helpful to have. I remember back in the day when you cleared this room, you also used to clear the soul sand that came with it. But now that we have soul sand valleys, there's really no need, because you can just grab it from a soul sand valley on the way back. This place is a labyrinth. I'm going to get lost here if I'm not careful. Are we still in a soul sand valley? Yes, we are. Okay. Well, huge area of the fortress that isn't a soul sand valley, so that's very helpful to see. I'm going to keep exploring, see if I find some more chests, and hopefully some goodies. Okay, so there's some blaze down this hallway, right? And I chucked my boomerang down there, and now my boomerang didn't come back. So I'm starting to think, did they burn my boomerang? And if they burned my boomerang, how dare they burn my boomerang? Get rid of this guy first of all. Though 1, 2, 3. No head from that guy. It'd be interesting if there was like an early game way of slightly increasing the head drop chance of wither skeletons. I've considered doing that for my own data packs, but I've never really been able to think of a way of doing it in a balanced way. Did we get our boomerang back? Oh, it's here. There we go. Boom. Got it. Nice. I would have been on. That hit me? Seriously? I would have been very upset if that hit my they hit my boomerang. It looks like I'm fine. Oh, hello. There we go. 1 and 2. There we go. I used to really hate fighting blaze in this game because I used to think they were really strong. But now that I know that you can just shield their little, blaze rods that fly at you, they're so much easier to fight now because I always kind of assumed that the blaze rod wouldn't be stopped by the shield because the shield is primarily made out of wood and it doesn't really make any sense. But no, apparently you can just shield it, so that makes life easy. Iron ingot, another chest plate, and a saddle. Very cool. So we've now got a saddle and also horse armor, so we can definitely try and get a horse next episode. Okay, well, I would say this has been quite a success so far. I haven't died yet, I say as I open my inventory in front of 2 ghasts prepared to start killing me. I haven't got any wither skeleton skulls just yet, which is fine, but we have got 8 blaze rods, which is more than enough if we want to start thinking about going to the end sometime soon, or if we want to start making potions as well. Okay, there we go. I have seen a blaze spawner, but I didn't have direct access to it. I think it was like over a bridge, so it may be a case of exploring the other side of the fortress, which is on the Crimson Forest side, and basically going that way. I'm kind of like... I'm really pleased with myself how much I've improved at fighting nether fortresses recently, because it used to be right that I know my stuff in Minecraft. I knew the level that diamonds spawned at. I knew how to make a piston door, but I would die every time I walk into a nether fortress because I just died like a chump. Like I just get surrounded by wither skeletons, or I get killed by blazes. Usually just killed by blazes, if we're being completely honest. But nowadays, I feel like just literally taking a shield, your life becomes so much easier. I say this to everyone. If you have the option to take a sword, an axe, or a shield, take a damn shield. It is the most amazing thing you will ever discover in this game. And here we go, boys. This isn't even the one that I found. This is actually a completely different blaze spawner. But we can use this one just the same. It is covered up, which means... Good shot, bro. It is covered up, which means it's slightly easier to farm in my experience. But yeah, I recently saw a video actually, which was designed to be watched by by speedrunners. Basically, it was advice on how best to take advantage of a blaze spawner. Because obviously, when you are speedrunning this game, it primarily comes down to getting blaze rods as fast as possible so that you can go to the end. But yeah. Obviously, getting blaze rods is quite a pain in vanilla because blazes are not the nicest thing to hunt. Axes do make it a hell of a lot easier because you can just simply 2-shot them if you're drop-shotting like I am here. But as you can see, we've already got 13 blaze rods, which is more than enough, and we're not going to have any issues from now on. I'm going to keep looking around, see if I can find that last blaze spawner, and then I think we'll head back to the overworld. Well, that looks to me like a blaze spawn. I think I just found it. This is the one that I saw from over the bridge. Yeah, because we were basically in that building right there, and I was looking across the way and could see this one right here. And that is not the nicest place to fight blazes, so I think I'm going to get myself home. Okay, so we're back in the overworld, and we've got ourselves a bunch of new materials. Something that I didn't really consider that I should have probably realised is that obviously the fact that we've built our portal right here and straight to a crimson forest has meant that we have a bunch of piglins walking around now. Or have they gone? Wait, do zombie piglins despawn? Oh, no, there's one. There you go. Yeah, so we've got zombie piglin there. No one else. Okay, never mind. Did the Enderman drop a grass block on a tree? Weirdos. But yeah, we had some piglins walking through here. I came back through the portal then, and there were literally, no joke, 4 zombie piglin around the portal. So I think we might have an issue with that in the future. But they're not going to get mad at me if I don't punch them, so it's really not that big of a deal. I'm probably going to just keep wearing all my armor from now on anyways. So first of all, we have some new things that we can build today. So we've got quartz. I don't have wool. Are you kidding me? We don't have the wool for the jewelry table. That is terrible. Let me just check now. So let's see. So first of all, we can make the jewelry table as a result of having been to the Nether. We can also actually start making warped wart and also tea as well. That might be something worth doing next episode. But yeah, we've definitely got some new things now for sure. Soul sand smelting. Oh yeah, you can make glass out of soul sand. There's so many weird things you can do in this now. I love it so much. It's so cool. Elytra closing. Yeah, if you press shift while using an elytra, you can like close the elytra. I have no idea how that works, but it's so cool. Is it a simple player tag to the elytra's open? I have no idea. It's such a weird thing. But yeah, anyway, in the next episode, I think we're going to actually end up moving house. We're going to end up moving all of our stuff over to that new island that I found last time. And then we're going to get sorted with the jewelry table and see if we can make ourselves some interesting rings. And that should be quite fun, hopefully. But until then, I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, I'm going to get some enchanting sorted, maybe get myself a cow farm when we move over to the new island. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a very nice day, and bye-bye.